It's heartbreaking. I love New York. It's one of the great cities of the world. I moved there 5 years ago, and this news that we got a few minutes ago, if it is confirmed, I don't know, maybe I'll move to California.
Zohran Mamdani, a new name in the headlines. Who could have ever imagined in New York City, the Big Apple? This is where I was born, in New York. I grew up in New York. Could have I ever imagined that we will have a candidate to be a mayor, a 33-year-old socialist, communist, anti-Israel, who marched together in favor of Hamas? Who could have ever imagined that it would have even made it to the primaries? And they say, well, only 22% showed up to vote. Well, this teaches us a lesson of what apathy and complacency is all about. Well, there is great fear of what is happening. They're talking about the mayor of London, the mayor of New York going Muslim. How's that going to affect us in our world, in the Western world? Please listen into this discussion and kindly subscribe to this channel so we can continue on spreading a little bit of light that will push away a lot of darkness.
You say communism is not spreading, but there may be socialism spreading in New York City.
I just heard this news.
That the next mayor of New York is Zohran Mamdani, who is most likely. It's not definite, but that's what all the indications are tonight. What does that say about the city that you live in, the largest city in the country, the state of the Democratic Party?
It's heartbreaking. I love New York. It's one of the great cities of the world. I moved there 5 years ago, and this news that we got a few minutes ago, if it is confirmed, I don't know, maybe I'll move to California.
Got plenty of room here.
But I'll tell you.
Gavin Newsom welcomes you with open arms.
I'm not sure. He might not count me a win. But if I may make a serious point about this, there are many unlearned lessons from history, and there are many unlearned lessons from the 20th century. But the biggest unlearned lesson is this, and it's played out in this race. Consider the fact that in the middle of the 20th century, there were two horrific death cult ideologies: Nazi fascism, Soviet communism. These both caused more death than any other ideologies in history. But here's the thing, we've learned most, I'd say, much of the lessons of what happens when you see fascism coming. I mean, everybody thinks they see fascism everywhere. Maybe that's just an early warning system, and sometimes it's just people who are hysterical. But pretty much, I think, in the West, particularly in this country, we know what fascism looks like. We know what a far-right ideology looks like. We know, for instance, that if people start playing dark games of racial superiority and things like that, we know, we have inbuilt a don't you do that again, we know where that leads. Mm-hmm. The great unlearned lesson of the 20th century is that the left, by comparison, has never had such a reckoning moment. Whereas we know how you get to Auschwitz, roughly, pretty roughly, but we know. How do you get to the Gulag? I mean, you get there somehow, but the left, and I think the broader culture, has never worked out what the gradations of this are, so that you have, let's say that's the political center. Sorry, I'm doing it the wrong way around for you, but let's say that's the political center, and that's the Gulag. You go socialism, communitarianism of some kind, collectivism. And all of these are still totally acceptable parts of the political spectrum. But like somewhere you get to the horrors of communism, somewhere you get to the horrors of the 20th century. in Central and Eastern Europe and many other parts of the world. How? Where? Where's the point?
Yeah.
And that's where somebody like the man who I hope is not, but maybe the mayor of New York, that's where they play around. They play around in this incredibly dark, unclear territory, which their political side has still not properly litigated.
Yeah.
And so they can say things like, I'm a socialist.
A democratic
A
socialist.
democratic socialist. Find me anywhere in the West that would accept somebody who called themselves a democratic fascist. Find me that person. Of course we wouldn't. We wouldn't tolerate that for a moment. Nobody would vote for that. Like 5 nutters somewhere on the Upper East Side, maybe. But no, that wouldn't get any popular play. But democratic socialism, it all sounds so nice. Oh, okay, in which case, at what point do you get to the not nice bit?
One thing we learn from history is we have to learn from history. If we don't learn from history, then history will repeat itself. And allowing this 33-year-old to even get a chance in becoming the mayor of New York City is a travesty. It's a travesty for the Jewish people. It's a travesty for all ethnicities in New York. When you read his mandate, you read what he stands for. This isn't the New York that we know. This isn't the New York that New York became it was the heartbeat of America, New York. So let's pray and hope that this is just a primaries, but when it comes to the proper general election in November, things will change. But this is certainly a reminder to all of us that we cannot be complacent and apathetic in life. We must be active. We must be involved. And you need to remember that each one of us has a mission on this world. Each one of us was put on this world to have an effect on the world. And every vote does count. And just read of what he stands for, and you'll understand very quickly what it means to become more active in your community and realizing that you count. You are someone. You are someone that can make a difference, that can help steer New York in the direction it needs to go. We certainly hope that the Big Apple remains a beautiful Big Apple. It continues to remain the heartbeat of America, and it should be run by someone whose values, morals, and ethics are fair, respectful, and understandable to everyone. We need common sense, and we need leadership with heart and soul, not divisiveness, but togetherness. God bless you. God loves you.